Hi there, Nomad here, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. We are on our final day of the trial, and when we last left our hero, he'd been threatened by a mob boss. So today is gonna be fun. I'm lying, it's gonna be fun because it's a game, but it's not gonna be fun for Phoenix. It's gonna be awful for Phoenix. It's gonna be a no good, very bad, horrible day. Alright. Oh. There we go. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today, I will call on people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimony, the truth will become clear. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Miss D. Vasquez to the stand. Miss D. Vasquez is a producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. Will the witness state her occupation and name? Whatever. D. Vasquez. I'm a producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes. I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Click. Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder.
Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay.
Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. This is going to be difficult. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later when we all went to Studio 1. That's all. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you? The van. There's a van at Studio 2. Ah, that's how she moved the body. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk, what with that monkey's head toppling over. Van added to the court record. I see. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it.
day of the murder. Okay. Alright. Where are the bones on your plates? Do you have someone who can verify this? Fucking Sal! No, I mean, someone else. One person is enough. If she committed murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. I had some evidence that proved she didn't eat that steak. Kind of wish she'd said a little more.
It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. But I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said somewhere.
Okay, so I do have to just press her on everything. Alright, fine. Did no one leave during the meeting?
No one.
Good. Come on. Let's talk a bit more about that. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. The same could be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. And please, stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Just maybe you could try remembering? No. The meeting ended at 4 and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those times. You would think? Come on, all you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. Hold on. You had Sal take you? What does that mean? We've already discussed this. It means what I just said. I had Sal take me in the Studio 2 van. Oh, alright. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break. Where were you during that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Yeah! It was a 15-minute break. She didn't tell me where she was during that time. Alright. T-bone steaks per trailer one. Alright, hold on. There's gotta be... Fuck it. Ha! As I thought. You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not. What's this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate. This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need I remind you it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Ms. Vasquez and Mr. Manella ate on a table outside the trailer. What is missing from their plates? Yet there were no bones left on the plates. Those plates were bare. Miss Vasquez, tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere. Like that incinerator. I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Duh. Order! Are you saying... Yes, Your Honor. As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai. And then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. Dun, dun, dun. Mr. Wright! Isn't that a little presumptuous? I was about to say promiscuous. What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Vasquez. Good luck, Nick. Save. What was the murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. Nope. I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? You couldn't. I think you would have a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. You see... Yes... However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning... The samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What? Yeah, fucking what? What's the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. It's not gonna... Okay. Alright, fine. No. Take that! What? No. But I haven't said anything yet. I can sense it too. What? No, that's it. Okay. Right. Okay, here's the real evidence. Fuck. That was... Yeah, because he died on the fence oh. It's only held together by flimsy duct tape. Well, okay, duct tape in itself is not flimsy, but... Yeah! I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Excuse me. Not so fast. Remember that this spear broke during the morning action scene run-through. But someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who's wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Oh, order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence. I'm the one testifying here, and I will be heard. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell, what was? How was Hammer killed? Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what the weapon was what weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer? I can indeed. Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was? Yes. I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well. Let's see this murder weapon then. Fuck. I don't have a picture of it. I guess? Look at this photo. Oh, good. What is this? Why, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs. Order! Order! If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth. You still can't see it? See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? What are you saying? Yes. What happened 5 years ago has happened again. Mr. Wright, continue. It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss D. Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs and onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had done had himself done 5 years ago. That is an odd sentence to say. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die. 5 years ago. Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. You deny that what I say is true? Mr. Wright. Let's say, for the sake of argument, that Hammer died at the trailer, as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body? Oh, that's easy. You put it in the trailer. The break in the meeting lasted The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes, from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, and then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body? She had another way. What if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her own hands? For instance... Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then. Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body. With the van! Ta-da! Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1, and you used the studio van to do it. Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Hold on, Wright. Don't forget, it was Salmonella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manila was a conspirator? I mean, he'd fucking have to be. There's no way he wasn't. Because he didn't get to eat a steak either. He'd have to be. Of course, Salmonella has to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put in the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose. You win. It was fun. This wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. I've only been recording for 25 minutes. I'm calling shenanigans. There's no way it's this easy. I win? Okay. Something feels off. So what happens next? Don't me? Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost something like that? I just said that. Wait, so you mean D. Vasquez? So it was you. You killed Jack Hammer. Where's my cricket making noise? Who can say? What? Are you sure I did, Mr. Wright? We just engaged in a battle of wits. And the result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right. Sure as fuck wasn't my client. But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. Fuck, she's right. I I knew it wouldn't be that easy. I knew better. Order! Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Of course, it's as the witness says. Certainly, it does seem very likely that she did it, but there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you've no more questions, I'll be leaving. What do I do now? Shit. Oh, good. I mean, yeah, she did it, but... Yes, Mr. Wright? I was hoping I'd come up with a question while pounding on my desk. I didn't. You have my sympathies. Damn. Damn! To come so far only to fail. Look, I just need to prove that Will didn't do it. I'd like to end the cross-examination of Miss Vasquez.
Objection!
Edgeworth? Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't. I see. Very well.
Objection!
Wait. Your Honor, I request that the witness testify again. You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about? Well, yes, indeed. He's just spitting words. I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. After they found the body? Very well. It's just like, this! Nick! Why did Edgeworth... Who knows? He probably realized she did it too. But... wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that... Edgeworth... My best friend is still in there somewhere. Edgy! I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too. Only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police. Then Powers showed up. The security lady, Oldbag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home. I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Okay, Nick. We're really close. She may be acting tough now. But if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick. Right. Press her on everything. It never hurts. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did you arrive? Do you and Mr. Manila arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you. I don't... Usually I have some kind of... something to push with. Yeah, exactly. Powers was absent because he was drugged! Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember what? There was a dead body lying in front of us. Can you expect me to be calm? Yes, you certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Yeah, I've got to find something in her testimony before Powers showed up. Old bag. The security lady. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? She said because she saw him going toward the studio. Right. The Steel Samurai. Fuck it. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seemed to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all of this after the fact. That photograph, meaning the one taken by the security camera. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. I don't think there's anything I can use here. Okay, so I can just press her and be fine. Okay. Alright, we're gonna press harder on this one. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Remember that there was a body. Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around? You discovered a murdered body and the one person who was missing, right? And one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? Yeah, because they might be hurt too. I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez? Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his Steel Samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at a location. No one noticed he was missing. Poor Powers. Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez, you may continue. Alright. What was everyone else doing at the time? No one said a thing. It was silent. Completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. That's not awkward at all. Just a bunch of people standing around a dead body in silence for, what, 10 minutes? Sorry, I'm late. Then, silence. Dead silence. Silence.
Hey, Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up.
The security lady was quite agitated. I already did that one. I I asked to be left out of the proceedings. You asked to be left out?
Yes. It seemed that everyone else was questioned. And I'm really not fond of that sort of thing.
But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question.
Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that, since we were in a meeting. There was no way we could have been involved. Thus they covered for us.
Covered for you? Or covered it up for you? There must have been a lot riding on it, with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. Back to the trailer. The script and your direction notes.
Yes, they're quite valuable.
It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. Wait a second. I thought you came to the Studio 1 for rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes?
Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything.
Why not?
There was a murder.
Hold on. Who could think of rehearsing after that? Oh yeah, yes. No, back that shit up. Thank you, Edgy. Your Honor. I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Thank you, Edgy. Think. Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio 1. Thank you. Order! Mr. Edgeworth. What you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of changing your career to defense? I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez. Do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. Edgy's got a good heart.
So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would not be no rehearsal.
Uh-huh. Very well. The witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason.
I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind.
That seems a bit shady. Oh, no. Go back. How did you know about the injury?
How did I know? Sal. He told me.
Sal, the director. You have to find something to peg this on her here, or everything we've done until now will have been wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him. Shit! I don't know! It's got to be here. There's no... I don't have anything. I don't have anything! Fucking... I guess this is the only thing that shows him being, shows Hammer, quotation marks, being injured. Oh, the music stopped. You knew that Hammer was injured? Don't you knew that Hammer was injured? See, said Hammer! Oh my god, how did I miss that? How did I miss that? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. What? Oh my god. Mr. Wright, explain yourself. I picked the right one, guys. Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo. But that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured?
I already said. It was Sal who told me. That's right. He must have gotten it wrong.
I think not. Mr. Manila was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manila. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes. Yes, but wasn't it Powers who was injured? Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. I still don't understand the pants. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Ah! And when was he doing this? Well, it would have had to have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2, where he was murdered. Exactly. Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in that Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. Oh boy. I can't believe I picked the right thing. Witness. Can you refute this claim? Yeah, let's see you sneak your way out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. Why are the real killers always so persistent?
Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing.
Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? I'm pretty certain that it has to do with the person that Jack accidentally killed. I'm betting she loved him. Does the defense have anything to say on this matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive? Okay. I have proof, and I'll show it to you. I present to the court Evidence of Miss Vasquez's motive in this murder. This is my proof.
This is the photo from before.
This is the photo, this photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, an accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for the trial. It began that day, 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to the present day, and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly, it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star.
One moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here. Yet you only have talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed D. Vasquez, not the other way around.
Well, he meant to.
What motive would Miss Vasquez have had?
Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have had no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. And I never get rid of a useful man. It's a policy of mine.
Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for murder.
She had no motive. Self-defense, yo! She had no motive, Your Honor.
What's that now?
It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs. In self-defense.
What's that now?
I don't know where his accent went. It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez.
What? What?
Your Honor. Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill D. Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. You gonna break your thing? Why is she mad? It was self-defense. She should be more or less fine. Well, she tampered with evidence and... yeah. So, you did it, didn't you? Yes. I am guilty. It was me. Someone call an ambulance. There's blood everywhere. We're too late. Ah, Miss Vasquez. What? What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Manuel! Manuel! Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm. No! No! How could this... It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No! Manuel! Manuel! Don't touch him, Miss Vasquez. No! Please. Please don't die. Please.
Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again.
Yep. Mr. Edgeworth, where's D. Vasquez?
In the waiting lobby, Your Honor. As calm and collected as ever.
I see. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. Thank you, Your Honor.
I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle.
Yes. Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers.
Yay! Confetti! Oh, look at him cowering.
Oh. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Yay! October 20th, 1:12 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much.
I'm just glad you're okay.
Yes, but it's sad. I now know that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Ms. Vasquez, but to think that he tried to frame me for the murder, it makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Huh? Tell me, why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me?
Well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because... he was the Steel Samurai.
Take that!
It's because you were the Steel Samurai.
Because I was the Steel Samurai?
Mr. Hammer was a big star once. But he was reduced to acting in kids' shows. And as the villain to boot. The kids loved the Steel Samurai. And so he hated you.
I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him anytime.
I think you're missing the point.
Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over.
So am I. So am I.
Congratulations, WP! Oh! Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and... Oh. Is something wrong? No! Of course not! Nick! Edgeworth! Edgy!
Say something, Wright. I'm not good at small talk.
Huh? What?
That was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you?
No,
I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers.
Edgeworth.
I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers.
Liar! He's not lying. He actually has fucking Steel Samurai shit. I think his ringtone is Steel Samurai too, if I recall correctly.
Right. I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years.
Meet again?
However, in retrospect, it could have been better had we not met.
Thanks to you, I'm saddled with unnecessary feelings.
You love him.
Unnecessary feelings? Yes. Unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you. That's kind of hard. Mr. Wright? Was that guy your friend?
What? Friends? As if. They're rivals. Rivals, right, Nick?
For now we are, I guess.
Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick! Tell me, what's the deal with you and Edgeworth?
Oh, that's a long story. And so the curtain closed on yet another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that incident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kids shows again.
Nick! This is it! The new show starts today. You're gonna watch it with me, right?
I'll admit, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it.
You have to buy trading cards too, okay? You have to trade with Cody and that assistant.
Fine, I'll do it.
Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again?
Why is he a girl?
I wonder if they'll show his real face this time.
I don't know. I don't think that the world's ready for the real Will powers. Wait, so Will's playing the Pink Princess? That seems weird. But hey! We made it to the end! I was in some real hot water there for a minute, but we made it through in the end. Episode 4. Oh, God, I'm so excited for this episode. More Edgeworth. Alright, well, God, that was really, really difficult. I mean, I'm probably gonna cut out the good 15 minutes I spent trying to figure out what freaking piece of evidence to present, and then failing multiple times. You guys don't need to know about that. Anyway, so that's it for today. Probably next week, not gonna lie. Next time, we're going to have Edgeworth's episode, and I'm very excited about it. I'm so fucking excited about it. But that's all for today, so thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. This is Nomad, signing off.